Hey boys, welcome back to another edition of TK's Parking Lot Picks. In the driveway again, sitting outside in the rain. It's been a fun weekend. Last night was really cool. We had some good plays. Lewis Robert, 4 hits with a homer. He came in batting leadoff, 3,900. The White Sox really crushed the Royals last night. We had another couple good plays with the Rockies. Cover Boy Story hit a homer. We had Matt Kemp mentioned on the video. He hit a homer at 3,400, just way too cheap, and he had some BVP to back him up that day. Yeah, a lot of good stuff going on at FSI. Keith's already got a video out for NBA today. A lot of studs, some value needed. He highlighted a lot of good value plays. I already listened to it. It's really good listen. Please give that a listen if you can. Always like and subscribe our videos. It helps us get our product to you guys, which is what we love to do, and this is why we do it. We are looking for a goal of 1,000 subscribers. Please hit the subscribe button. We're at 588. We got Dub Lewis going WNBA today. We have the NASCAR race today. Mega and I will have some. Mega does really well with projections, and we'll have some core plays for you. Come closer to lock. That starts at 3. Like always, we got MLB late. Stay tuned. I might have an afternoon video up. There's a 4 p.m. slate. Looks really good. We have some weather in this early slate, this main slate, that could really blow things up. Coors has got some pop-up showers to worry about. The pitching's not that great, so some limited spots on where to go. So yeah, the afternoon slate might be handy today to get our MLB fix in if the main slate kind of gets blown up by weather. Yeah, like I said, a lot of good stuff going on at FSI. Please like, subscribe the video, sign up for us on our Discord chats at fsidfs.com. Everything is much appreciated. We're looking forward to another fun day of MLB games today. We got 6 here on the main slate. My favorite, we'll start off with pitching as always. Yanni Chirios, favorite pitcher on the day, minus 170 favorite at 8,600. He's 2-1 with a 2.3 ERA against the Orioles. Last year, he gave up 1 run in 4 innings in his last time out versus the Braves. A couple Ks. He's not really a high K guy, but he's going to have some good limits hard contact, and his stuff's really good. He's going to get the Orioles. His BVP numbers look really good. Only a couple solo shots given up in his career. Chirios is going to get stretched out a little bit longer, too. He's not going to go pitch 4 innings every time. I think he's going to get to 5, 6, maybe get 80 to 100 pitches this time around. You've got to remember these pitchers are just getting going for a long layoff. It's not like they've been pitching all year like usually at this time of year. So Chirios, good play, 8,600, going to be the cash play of the day. Next up, we got Savali. I just wanted to talk about him real quick. Not my favorite play on the slate. 9,600 is way too expensive, I think, for Savali. The White Sox came up against a buzzsaw against the Indians, and the K's were aplenty. Versus the Twins, it doesn't look like the same is being said. Carrasco very limited last night. Only a couple K's, gave up some runs, didn't get value. Night before, that was Clevenger, same thing. Didn't get enough Ks, gave up some runs, didn't hit value. So, if they're getting to Carrasco and they're getting to Clevenger, I don't think a 9,600 Savali is a good place you want to be. The total was 8.5, now it's 9.5, so it looks like the line movement is in favor of some runs today in Minnesota. He does limit, hard contact, 38%, only a 210 average, and with a 40% ground ball rate. 6% high homer to fly ball rate. That's going to come in handy against a team like the Twins. If you want to go with that route in GBPs, knowing that he can limit some homers and some hard contact, but he's not gonna strike out 9 against the Twins. They're too good of hitters. It looks like they're dialed in a really good big series versus the Indians. The Indians are in a must-win mode, so I could see Savali getting yanked if he gets in a bit of a trouble as well, because the Indians need to split this series versus Twins early on in the year. You can't lose too many in the division with the shortened season, so I can see Tito playing a little bit of bullpen game today. So Savali, probably a fade for me today. Next up, we got John Lester, a minus 203 favorite, 9K. It's a 9 total. Lester's got some good BVP versus the Pirates in his career. Bell's got a couple bombs, but we get Wrigley today. Doesn't look like the wind's going to be a big factor. I could see Lester being a pretty good pitcher on the slate. Now 9K is way too expensive for a pitcher like Lester, but the BVP and some of these early start last week looked really good. So I'm gonna have to play. You're gonna have to play Lester. I don't know if Lester's gonna be a must in cash, because you're gonna want to fit these Braves bats or Coors bats later on. What I'll talk about later on, but pitching options are limited, because after I get done talking about Lester, it's gonna get pretty gross. So yeah, Lester probably a good GPP play. Probably gonna be where I start some GPP lineups. Maybe Lester, Cheerios, and try to fit some value bats and value stacks to beat out Coors and beat out the Braves. So we'll see what we can do with that later on, closer to lock. Next game, just going to talk about a game because I feel like this can go either way. This could be a really big shootout, or this could be 4-3. And I think you're going to need some pitching on this slate from this game if it's a 4-3, 3-2 ball game. Dylan Cease for the White Sox, minus 125 favorite, 10 total, 8,400. 9K per 9 pitcher, 4.3 walk per 9. That's really high. 270 average against, and a 24% K rate. That's not that high. 45% ground ball rate. So he looks like he's trying to become a ground ball pitcher. Not really a guy with an identity. 21% homer to fly ball. So he gets tagged up pretty good, and the Royals can hit pretty well. The BVP suggests Whit Merrifield and some of the other plays are some strong plays today. Dylan Cease at 8,400 may be a little too high. I mean, Chirinos is only 200 more. I'm not sure about the FanDuel price, but Cease probably going to be, I don't know, unless I see some crazy line movement, I'm probably going to not have much Dylan Cease, but I think it's worth mentioning with a higher ground ball rate and a higher K per 9. If he can limit some walks and hits, I think he could turn out value. Next up, we got Jacob Junis coming off of I believe the COVID list. 8 Ks per 9, 21% K rate. That's not that high, but he has transformed his pitching style in the last couple of I'd say like last half year. Junis has really turned into a decent pitcher for the Royals. A 274 average against, 42% ground ball rate, 42% hard contact rate. I don't know how long he's gonna get. He is 7,100, which is enticing. Like I said, it's not going to get prettier from here with pitching. So at 7,100, if we can get 4 solid innings from Junis and get like maybe 12, 15 points, that might be enough to fit Coors and the Braves and some other stacks we'll talk about. But yeah, Junis, he could pay off 7,100 with limited innings. I think that still outscores, some of the bullpen games and the next game we'll talk about here in pitching, which is the Mets and Braves. Kyle Wright for the Braves, small interest. I dug deep to see if there was something there. Low 6,200 salary. He is the favorite at minus 115. That's not much of a favorite. The 11 total, 8 Ks per 9. But he had a 19% K rate. That's low. 5.9 walk rate. He's very erratic pitcher. 304 average against. So even if he is giving up, even if he is throwing strikes, he's getting hit. 42% hard contact rate. 21% homer to fly ball rate. Kyle Wright, not a favorite play. Small interest as a punt if the Braves can win and he can get to 5 innings somehow and only give up maybe 3 runs, maybe strike out 6 and a win. I think he could get to value that way. That would be my only way of trying. So, like, if you wanted to get Lester and Kyle Wright or something to just be different and contrarian, that would be an approach you could take. Like I said, not something I might be interested in, but you can't rule it out on a slate with 6 games and weather and some unknowns. I think that could be a decent play. I'm not much interested in David Peterson, the lefty. Did pretty well against the Red Sox last time he pitched. I think the Braves are starting to really turn around after a slow start, and I love the Braves today. Kuna going to be one of my favorite plays on the slate, so I'm going to have to pass on David Peterson. Let's get into hitting. First game up, I'll talk about the Rays side of the Orioles game. They faced Tommy Milone at 9.5 total. Good call from Mega yesterday on Brousseau. He had a homer for the Rays yesterday. That was a really good call. He's first base and second base eligible on DraftKings. Mega with a good call on that. That was good. It was really sharp. Really helped subscribers cash their lineups yesterday on FanDuel. They got Jose Martinez, Mike Zunino, Yandy Diaz, Manuel Margot, some righties in that lineup that are really cheap versus Malone. Really good one-offs. The 9.5 total suggested stack could be in play. Even Kevin Kiermaier had over a 700 average and a homer off of Malone in his career. And like I mentioned yesterday, and I'll keep mentioning it to remind everyone, when you get into these stacks and these righties start tagging up lefties, the lefties that are on the wrong side of the platoon turn into the right side of the platoon after, the starting pitcher gets yanked. It just gets into the bullpen, and then from there it gets pretty wild for 3 or 4 innings. So lefties are never something I ignore in stacks. You just play the best plays and matchups, and you move on. Never give it too much more thought than that. Next game up, we'll talk about the Mets and Braves. This is 11 total. The Mets righties, really good. They're going to get Kyle Wright, who is pretty susceptible to walking guys, giving up hard contact and hits, gives up homers as well. Conforto, Dominic Smith, Brandon Nimmo all have homers off of Kyle Wright in his short career. Giannis Cespedes, Pete Alonso's kind of been cold. You never know when the breakout game happens. You're going to get Robbie Cano or Brian Dozier at second base. The prices is kind of mixed. Some expensive, some cheap. We got Dominic Smith, he's really cheap, but then you get, expensive Pete Alonso and Michael Conforto. The stack probably in play. Like I said, Wright not that good. So we'll move on to the Braves. Favorite stack of the day outside of Coors. Acuna, Albies, Freeman, Ozuna's really crushing the ball. Austin Riley, good lefty smasher. Travis d'Arnaud at the catcher position. You got a mixed bag of salary. Acuna really expensive. Ozuna's 4.7 now. d'Arnaud's like a decent catcher option. Albies and Freeman are always going to be expensive because of their upside. So yeah, the stack's expensive. Some of their one-off plays are the ones that are cheap. I really like this Brave stack. They've been crushing the Mets, and the bullpen has been getting destroyed. I think that the righties in this matchup get the better boost. Ozuna, Acuna, and Riley. I think those some core plays, sniffing some core plays there. Next game we'll talk about Chicago KC. Chicago was a big winner for us yesterday. 10 total against Junis. Adam Angel's got 2 homers off of Junis in his career. Eloy Jimenez hit a homer last night. He's got a homer off Junis in his career. Moncada's got some decent numbers. Grandal, Luis Robert, like I mentioned, 4 hits and a homer yesterday. This whole stack's cheap. If Junis doesn't have his stuff right and he gets yanked after the second inning and they're getting back to that bullpen early like they did yesterday, it could be another long slide for the KC bullpen, and the White Sox are going to crush value again. On the other side, you're going to get Dylan Cease, he's given up a lot of hard contact to lefties. Nicky Lopez, Mondesi, O'Hearn, some names I like there. Alex Gordon, another good lefty. But Whit Merrifield, Soler, and Perez are righties. I'm never scared to face another righty. Definitely not scared of Cease. Their pricing's a little mixed. Their Franco was getting really high up there. I don't know if I was going to play him with his volatility. Open the 4.4s when it was down there in 2K. That was really something I liked. Mondesi's not getting a boost yet because of the really cold start. Soler is decently priced. Whit Merrifield's going to be expensive again because of his upside on multiple hit games. But yeah, I like that game. On either side, I could see either pitcher doing well in limited innings, and then I could see each side of the hitting stack going off. So a lot of breakdown in that Chicago KC game. Probably wins the slate if you could figure it out. Next game up, we'll talk about the Indians and Twins. This was, like I had mentioned earlier, 8.5 total, now up to 9.5. We're favoring some runs in this game. This is going to be a bullpen game for the Twins, so the Indians really can't have an isolated matchup-based stack going, so you just play the best players like Lindor, Santana, Jose, Caesar, I think the Indians are going to mix it up today. They've taken a beating in the last 2 matchups against the Twins. 2 matchups you think they'd win with Carrasco and Clevenger. The team just hasn't shown up with the bats. And the pitching, they've been giving up solo shots. So I could see Tito pulling out some funky stuff today, maybe switching up the lineup a little bit. And maybe add some like Mike Freeman. Maybe add like a Greg Allen spark. Maybe bring Mercado back up to the 2-hole, and maybe drop Cesar Hernandez. Something, maybe drop, Jose Ramirez down to the 5-hole like you batted last year, and try to mix things up a little bit. So I could see that. The Twin side, you got Nelson Cruz, Max Kepler, Sano, Garver, Donaldson, Polanco. Big bashers. I think Savali, like I said, doesn't give up any homers, but he does give up hits. I could see a big Twin stack today. Oh, as always, one of the best hitting teams in baseball. Mixed salaries for both teams. Lindor's still pretty cheap. Jose Ramirez still under 5K. Cruz is going to be right around that 5K benchmark. Kepler's not that expensive. Donaldson's price keeps dropping because he keeps striking out a lot. So I like both sides for hitting today. That would be my vote. I'm going to avoid the pitchers in this game. Next up, we got the Cubs versus the Pirates in a 9 total bullpen game for the Pirates. Chad Kuhl and Steven Brault kind of going to go up against the Cubs. I've been harping on the Cubs blow-up game, and I think this is it. I think Brault and Kuhl get destroyed, and I really love the Cubs stack. I've been trying to nail it for the last couple of days against the Pirates. They always have a really good game against the Pirates, and I think this is it. Javi Baez is going to be a pretty big lock button on me for GBPs today, batting over 412 at-bats and a homer versus Brault. Contreras, Schwarber, Horner. Don't be afraid to put Rizzo in that stack. Like I had mentioned, the lefties, don't be afraid to add them to the stack in bullpen games. The platoon does not last long. Lastly, but certainly not least, we have Coors. All expensive bats, 13 total. You got Davies going up against the Rockies. Rockies have Nolan Arenado, Blackmon, Kemp, Story, Hampson. Owings had 2 hits yesterday. David Dahl and Ryan McCann. All good plays. Davies had some decent BVP from what I saw, which was pretty good. You still never pitch pitchers in Coors because of the possible outcomes could be devastating. But Rockies, safe bet to go off as always in their home ballpark. I'm on the side of the Padres today, though. I like them against Santatella. Machado, Myers, Tatis, Pham, and Grisham are the 5 I love. They're going to be in the meat of the order. I pray they don't mess with the lineup today because I want to play each one of those plays in my core today. Really looking forward to that game for the Padres side. I don't like Santatella at all. So that'll do it for the main slate. Tune in. Maybe I'll have something going for the afternoon depending on what the girlfriend wants me to get done around the house. Looks like we got some projects going on. But yeah, gonna try to get to you an afternoon slate. This was fun as always. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, like. I hope you enjoy these as much as I enjoy them myself. We got a lot of stuff coming up. All right. Well, I'll either see you this afternoon or I'll see you later tonight or tomorrow. All right. Take it easy, guys.